Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brav. Welcome to another MLB The Show 19 card review. Today I'm going over 98 overall Finest Josh Bell. This card is obtainable through Finest Packs or through the marketplace. He is currently selling for around 15,000 stubs. So this is one of those kind of strange card reviews where you're going to have to really understand yourself as a player and how much you trust yourself at the plate to make good swings, and that's going to determine if this card is going to be good or bad for you, in my opinion. Interesting to note with this card is that I think his PCI is pretty small, especially against, or even against righties when he has 108 contact. I still think his PCI is maybe smaller than it should be. I've been known to say in other videos, I don't know what determines why guys with similar stats have different size PCIs, and I still haven't figured it out. But in general, this card has a pretty small PCI compared to what I thought it would be. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that he's 6'4", but I don't know. You're going to be dealing with the small PCI with this card. And then defensively, he played pretty bad, as is expected, but maybe even worse than some of the other common fielders out there. So just don't expect much in the field from this card, and please don't play him in right field. That could be one of the most hilarious secondary positions all year. Could you imagine this card in right field? Dear Lord. Alright, anyway, the big summary of this card is if you trust yourself to make good swings a lot, you're going to perform well with this card. But if you have a tendency to take bad swings or have bad at bats sometimes, I don't really think this is a card for you. This is one of those cards that is going to destroy every pitch that he squares up. Even on pitcher's pitches, you'll see the one at Coors Field in the clips after this. Slider down and in on the black, and just because I squared it up, he tanked it to right field. But the flip side of that is this card is not going to do anything for you if you're taking bad swings. If you have anything but good timing, and if your PCI is anywhere but touching the ball, you can expect to make an out with this card. That being said, if you have good squared up or good with this card, you're probably going to get a home run or a double. So take that with what you will. Whether or not you want to use this card really depends on how much you trust yourself to take good swings, like I said. And if you have a tendency to take bad at bats or swing poorly at the first pitch a lot, I probably wouldn't recommend this card for you. And then as a final note, people have been asking me, since they're pretty similar players, who I would prefer between this card and Signature Series Eddie Murray, and I'll bring it back to the theme of this intro, which is it depends on how often you take good swings. If you're needing a bigger PCI and you have a tendency to take not good swings sometimes, then I would definitely recommend Eddie Murray. But if you're an absolute goon and you can square the ball up a lot, this card is probably better than Eddie Murray. But in general, if you had to ask me personally, I think that Eddie Murray is still better, especially with how much you gain on defense with Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray plays a sick first base. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. A lot of people have been asking me about this card, so I hope you all enjoyed this review. As always, we'll rate him how he rates in the meta, and we'll rate him compared to how much he costs. How he rates in the meta, I'll give him a B+. I think this card is a viable bench bat, and honestly a viable starter if you can meet the criteria that I mentioned earlier. And for how much he costs, I'll give him an A, just because switch hitter with power for 15,000. What more could you really ask for as far as price point? So enjoy the clips after this video, guys. Leave a comment down below if you have any additional questions or if you want to recommend someone for me to review. I do read all those comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Here's the pitch. Now a big swing, and this ball is crushed out to deep center field. Here comes the first pitch. Now a shot to center field. Back goes the center fielder, but this ball has plenty behind it, and it's a home run. 0-2. Here it is. And great extension as he drives this one high in the air and deep the other way. And that is off the wall. And now he'll get into scoring. Now Bell swings and launches one to right. And gone. And strike now from Cole. Swung on and driven to right. And no doubt about it. Gone to lead off the inning. Perhaps Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. A swing, and this one is blasted to right field. Nothing's going to stop it. And it's gone.